I'm Nicole.
And I'm Allie.
And today we're going to do the Mid Year Freakout Tag. It's a way for us to talk about our year in reading as a review.
Which is cool since we just started.
Yeah.
So get everybody caught up.
Yeah. So I'm odds, you're evens.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started.
All right.
So Allie, what is the best book you've read so far in 2018?
The best book I've read so far is called Troll, A Love Story. It was a book written, I think, back in 2000, so it's not a new book. It's from Finland, and it's about a man who's a photographer in Finland. He finds a troll, and just a lot of, interesting things happen. I saw that some people had described it as a fantasy. I think it's more like speculative fiction, because it's definitely taking place in just like normal life.
Right.
But, trolls are real in this book. Super, super weird. Really, really weird. And that's part of the reason I liked it. Plus, it was just good storytelling. Yeah. I really enjoyed the perspective, like the language. I think it's a really good translation. I mean, I haven't read it in Finnish, obviously, but I think they did a really good job of taking that.
So my favorite book of 2018, kind of hard because I feel like this year's been like a really good reading year for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, just because it's kind of like the last book I've read that like really hit me, so I'm going to say The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's the first book I read by her, but I've seen so many people saying such good things about it that I had to, it's not normally like a genre I read as much in, and oh my god, it was amazing. So let's just go with that.
Okay. All right. What is the best sequel you've read so far in 2018?
Okay, this one's easy. Because I just started reading this series, so my favorite sequel is A Court of Mist and Fury, aka the best book in this trilogy.
Yeah.
Hands down. If only for the wingspan size. So, it took me a long time to read it because I was so scared, and I was just messaging Allie like, I'm so nervous!
It was really funny.
It was.
She was like sending me these texts where she was like, I'm so scared of what's going to happen. I'm afraid it's going to go back the other direction. I don't want to say anything too much in case someone hasn't read it, but I was laughing so hard because I was just like, just keep reading. Just do it.
But yeah. That's my favorite. So what's your best sequel so far?
I feel like if we're bringing up that book, we have to show our arms.
Oh, yeah.
Because we recently both got
Night Court. I think we're going to have to like just stand up.
Okay. Yay, Night Court.
Night Court. So yeah, we're not fans at all.
Nah.
No.
My favorite sequel so far this year is Leah on the Offbeat. I think that counts as a sequel, right?
Yeah, it is.
I don't like to read a lot about books before they come out, so I didn't know where this book was going, and I really loved the direction that it went. And I really liked that Leah's kind of a character that sometimes is a little... Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay, well, I won't give away too much.
Okay.
She's a little hard to like sometimes. She's so prickly, which you get that in Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda as well. But you still you really love her, even though sometimes you're like, get your act together. Yeah. Come on. I think that's also one of the reasons I love YA. Is that characters kind of like do dumb things, but it makes sense because they're teenagers. Yeah. When it's an adult that's acting like that, you're kind of like, grow up. But so it was really good. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed this one.
What's a new release that you haven't read yet but want to?
From Twinkle with Love. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, honestly. The day it came out, I almost went and got it, and then I didn't. I ended up getting an Owl Crate with it instead. I'm excited. Yes. I'm looking forward to it.
So I have The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This came in a Owl Crate towards the beginning of the year, so I've definitely had it for a while, and I haven't read it, and I've told you so much about it.
She's told me, I'm really surprised you haven't read it because you talked about it a lot.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I haven't read this yet, but it's going to happen, really soon.
All right, your most anticipated release for the second half of the year.
A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by...
Mackenzie Lee.
Yes, thank you.
That's one of mine too.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I'm not sure I'm getting this title right, is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi. I'm so excited that she's doing a contemporary book and it's kind of based on her life. And also the breakdancing thing, I think is really fun. Yeah. I'm really excited about that one.
Probably by the time we post this video... No,
there's a cat in my face.
That's Buffy. She wants to say hi too. She wants to give her opinions on books as well.
What do you want to read?
She's not... Oh, okay.
We go.
Yeah. I think by the time we post this, her breakdancing video will have come out because I'm really excited to see that.
I am too, yeah.
Because she's was saying she doesn't have any breakdancing videos from when she was younger, so she like filmed one, which is like amazing to me.
That's really...
Yeah. All right, so kind of going on a little bit of a bummer note, what's your biggest disappointment this year?
Okay. So my biggest disappointment was A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I didn't hate it.
No.
By any means. I just didn't, like, after I read it, I didn't feel like there was any point. It didn't seem like this really even needed to be a book. I'm never going to complain about more stories from these characters, but I definitely was not as enthralled. Like, usually I cannot put her books down, and this one, it took me a while to read, and it's the shortest. It's like a little novella. So yeah, I didn't hate it or anything. Yeah. But I definitely was expecting to have that same like we're feeling where I have to read it so fast and like get through it, and I didn't get that from this one. So
I've heard a lot of people say that actually, which is kind of a bummer. I haven't read it yet, kind of for that point. Whatever. So for mine, I still really love this series and I'm still going to continue in it, but I've read Snot Girl Volume 1 and Volume 2. And while I love the art, the story confuses me. Like, that's the only reason it's disappointing to me. And obviously it's like, as I read it, and I'm sure as it comes out, you're gonna like kind of figure out what's going on, or like I think it's supposed to be intentionally confusing, but when I was reading the second volume, I literally had to stop and like go and read reviews because I was like, am I stupid and am I not getting this, or is this like intentionally supposed to be like whatever? So it's frustrating because it's like I really like it, but at the same time you read it and you're just like, huh? What? Okay, I don't know. That's pretty. Feel the same? Yes, everyone's kind of like, I like this. I don't know what's happening, but so.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Your biggest surprise.
So my biggest surprise is going to be The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, only because, like I said, it's not a book I normally read. I picked it up because a bunch of booktubers that I follow were actually raving about it. And it's nice because when they talked about it, they didn't really like spoil what the book's about, like what the main story's about. It's really good to go into it without knowing kind of like the whole like story. It's such a good book. I did not expect to get sucked into it as much as I did. I was reading it like on vacation and I was just all like, shut up, I gotta read. Like, I don't want to hang out with anybody. I just want to read this book. So it made me a little bit antisocial, but it was so good. So good.
That's kind of, all right.
So what's yours?
So mine is I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
Oh, yes.
Which I loved. I thought I would really like the movie. The thing that I thought I would really like the book. The thing that surprised me about it was that it scared the shit out of me. Like, I love horror movies, and I weirdly am like not afraid of the ones that are like realistic for the most part. It's more like if there's a ghost that I'm terrified, which doesn't make any sense, but there you go. That's how my brain works, I guess. But this, the like level of like psychological terror that this serial killer like put on people just really freaked me out. So I don't give too much away, but he would like break into people's houses weeks before he showed back up to rape and or murder them, and he would like call their houses to figure out their schedules of when they were home, and just it was really creepy. And I happened to read it on a week that my husband was traveling for work, and I just kind of lost my mind a little. I was like, I didn't like being because I'm not used to being alone at home, and but anyway, I just like set up our lights to turn on at random times, so like you can't tell, are we there, are we not, are we awake, like kind of scared me up way more than I was expecting, but it's such a good book. So good. But I'm going to talk about that later. Or when are we doing our June? I talk more about it in our June, what I read in June video, so I don't want to go into too much detail.
That works. So what's your favorite new author?
My favorite new author, who is not a new author by any means, is Jillian Tamaki. We went to the Tucson Book Festival earlier this year. I had this graphic novel at home. She actually didn't write this one, her cousin did. But this is kind of how I found out about her. But anyway, I had this sitting at home. I hadn't read it. I read it really quick and I loved it. And then also when I looked at the back, like it's blurred by Hope Larson, who I really like, and then Stephanie Perkins, who I really love. So like, I don't know, I think anytime I see Stephanie Perkins blurb something, I'm way intrigued. I mean, even when she recommends stuff on Instagram and stuff, like I think I just have really similar taste to her. Anyway, Jillian Tamaki ended up being awesome and like so nice. We got to meet her. She just was really cool. She's really nice. I really enjoyed all the stuff of hers I've read and looked into. Plus, this is Nicole's copy, but look her little, I love it when people do art when they sign stuff. So that was my favorite discovery. I ended up going to another panel because she was on it. Yeah. And I think there was other people too, and it was an interesting one. But anyway, like, it was just kind of surprising and fun.
So my favorite new author is Erin Bowman. And it's funny because I picked this book up from Changing Hands on a whim, just like randomly. It's actually a signed copy that they had too, which is even more funny that I bought like a signed copy of a book that I've never read before and an author I've never read before. And then when I finally read this book, I devoured it, and then I went and got the sequel and I devoured it, and now she's coming out with another book in the end of July called Contagion, and I pre-ordered it. So
nice.
I really like her writing style, so.
All right, who is your newest fictional crush?
Okay, well, going back to this and his amazing wingspan, it's Rhysand. Rhysand,
I think.
See, because like you listen to the audiobook and I haven't yet, so.
Yeah, I mean.
So this is just me, like, I just kind of pronounce things the way they seem like they should be, but whatever his name is, I like him a lot.
Yeah, same, but another one too is, I really liked Jordi Perez in The Summer of Jordi Perez. She just seemed awesome. She sounded really hot, so that was my other one.
What's your newest favorite character?
My newest favorite character is Abby from The Summer of Jordi Perez. Like, the book is told from her point. I always want to say her name is Jordi Perez because of the title. Yeah. That's not actually the character's name. Her name is Abby. I just really liked her. It was really refreshing to read a story about a girl who was on the heavier side and who was into fashion and who even had like a mom that was really pressuring her to lose weight and all this stuff, and she just wasn't having it. Like that, I really loved that. And she was really funny, and I just found her character to be entertaining. Yeah. A little frustrating at times, but like I said, it's how YA characters are. But I really enjoyed her a lot, so I really love that book overall, obviously.
Okay, so my favorite character is actually from a historical romance novel. This is my favorite newest character, and so her name is Lady Felicity Faircloth. She actually shows up in one of the previous books in a previous series by Sarah McLean. But she's really funny because which is unusual for a girl in this time period, but she's an excellent lockpick. Oh. She picks locks. Nice. And I thought that was kind of funny. And then also she kind of, basically, in part of the story, her dad and her brother are like trying to get her to marry wealthy because they've lost all their money or whatever. And she gets kind of pissed off because she's like, well, I don't get to make a choice about like who I get to marry and stuff like that. Yeah. And she kind of battles between like doing like stuff for her family and then like following her heart or whatever. But she's just very feisty and I love it, so. But nice. I just like the lockpicking part, honestly. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. And the author's note in the back, she was talking about, like, how she wrote something about, like, thank you for my husband for putting up with me for when I picked my first lock and thought I could go on to a life of crime or whatever. Because I guess she, like, was, like, picking locks to see how it worked and stuff like that, which I love. That's awesome. I always love any kind of historical fiction when they talk about... Yeah. It'll be like the random stuff that I would never think of. Like, I had to find out if a ballpoint pen existed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I know. Like, my brain just doesn't work like that. What time period is it supposed to be? Let me see what it is. 1837. Okay. So 1837. I feel like, I would like to learn, what is the actual fashion from like the 1800s? Because when you watch Jane Austen movies, like all of them, it's different. Yeah. And different ones. And I want to know what's real. And then I don't know if any of you ever go to the Jane Austen Society of North America meetups, like me, where it's just you and a bunch of old ladies. It's so fun. But anyway, like their interpretation of Regency wear is sometimes different too. And I want to know what's accurate. I'm going to find out. Yeah. It's nothing to do with that. I just saw that picture and I was like, what year is it? I don't know if the covers are ever like historically accurate, but the certain authors especially will actually go and research the clothing of the time period because they'll talk about describing it correctly. So, right. Yeah. I'm just always confused. Yeah. I would trust a book a lot more than a movie, to be honest. So. Nicole, what books made you cry? Okay, let's start this list. So, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo made me sob, which was horrible because I was visiting my husband's family and I had to just give him a heads up, like, hey, I'm in this room crying because I'm reading a book, by the way. It's like, don't worry. The Children of Blood and Bone made me cry. Eliza and Her Monsters made me cry. I don't remember why it made me cry, but it made me cry.
Okay.
A Court of Wings and Ruin made me bawl like a baby at the end of it. So I'm sure there's a few more, but I cry a lot at books. And I never pick up books that I think are going to be sad because I don't like crying, and I somehow always end up reading a book that makes me cry. So
I cry a lot of books too, and this year I haven't.
Maybe you've just been reading happy books.
I think I definitely have.
Except for I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which didn't make you cry so much as like feel terrified.
It just terrified me. Yeah. I have been purposefully avoiding books that I think will make me cry because I've had a lot of other stuff going on. I'm just like, I can't right now. However, I will say, or I don't know if I said however, I really want to read Goodbye Days by Jeff Zentner. I have no idea if I'm saying his name right. But he jokes about it making people cry, and his book, The Serpent Cream, his book, The Serpent King, made me sob hysterically, so I'm afraid. I've been putting that one off.
And you told me that, and I have it, and I don't want to read it.
It's so good, though. It's really good, but it definitely, oh my God. And I didn't know it was that kind of book, so it might not hit you as hard, because you'll be like...
I don't know. It will. It totally will.
You'll know something's coming. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, the one book this year that made me cry was Call Me By Your Name. I know a lot of people said that the movie made them cry, and for some reason the movie did not. The book kind of goes further into the story of the two guys, and for whatever reason, the fact that they were like adults looking back hit me so much harder. Probably because it was just more relatable, because I'm probably the age of the younger guy when the story ends.
Right.
But whew, that one got me. That one got me good.
What's a book that made you happy?
The book that made me happy is What If It's Us by Becky Albertelli and Adam Silvera. And it's not actually out yet. I think it comes out in October.
Yeah.
But Nicole got an advance copy at Y'all West, and I begged her to let me read it because I love Becky Albertelli a lot, and Adam Silvera as well, so I was dying to read this.
Yeah.
And now I'm a little sad because I loved it. It was so good, and now I don't have another book to look forward to.
I know.
That's okay. I'll buy it when it comes out and read it again, probably.
Yeah. And this is also my answer, so. So I feel bad because I didn't know at the time that when we were driving back, Ellie was actually getting progressively sicker as we were driving home, but I was totally in the backseat reading this. So she's like suffering in the front seat, and I'm like, yes, tell me more.
Well, I also didn't really say anything because I didn't want to be dramatic.
I know, but I just feel bad not looking back at it because I was totally enjoying myself on the drive home.
I was in pure health.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, I was going to be in pure health if I was driving or not.
True.
So I got, for whatever reason, I don't know, I work with kids.
Yes.
And I used to get sick all the time. I hardly ever get sick anymore. But when I do, I get really sick, it seems like. So I was sick for like a month after Y'all West. So
at least you got this little piece of Y'all West to make you feel better.
It did. Especially because I didn't do anything for 2 weeks, and I think I read the book during that time. So it worked out.
Yeah.
Favorite book to film adaptation? I
have it under you.
Oh. Do we have the same answer again?
Yes. So you can hold the other side. So
love Simon.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so good.
Oh, it was
I bought it.
So
I bought the
cute.
digital copy. I think I've watched it like 5 times already. I saw it twice in the theater. I watched it on an airplane.
Yeah.
Even though I could have watched a movie I'd never seen before, and then I bought it, and I think I watched it twice after I bought it. So
I could have gone with you to a theater, but I kept thinking that my husband would come with me to the movie, and he didn't. So we finally watched it when it came out on Blu-ray or DVD, whatever, and yeah, he liked it. He's so funny because he was like, it's one of those sad movies, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I read the book, and he liked it, so people need to listen to me more, but yeah. Favorite video that we have done so far this year, which we do not have a lot to choose from.
That's true. I'm going to say our review of The War of Art.
Yes.
Yeah, I really liked that one. That was kind of like the idea that sparked this channel, so it's a little sentimental.
Yeah, it was our first video, and you can kind of tell.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's fun.
That just makes me love it even more.
So besides that, I will say, because I know it's up now, before this video is, I really liked our AuthorTube tag, but I just liked all the videos that we filmed on that day because we were having a lot of fun.
We were having a lot of fun. There might have been champagne involved.
There might have been champagne involved, but yes.
All right, the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year.
Mine is actually Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman again. I just freaking love this illustration.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Okay. There. Haha, got it. So I just, like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, this could be an art print. Like, I could get a print of this and put it on my walls and I'd be happy.
Yeah,
so.
it's really pretty. Okay, so the one that I picked, I forgot to bring with me, so I'll have to put up a picture. It's the illustrated Song of Myself by Walt Whitman. Someone illustrated the poem in its entirety and put it in a book, and the whole thing is just really beautiful. The cover is beautiful. The feel of it, like the choice they made on the cover material, and then the illustrations on the inside. It's just all very, very beautiful. I've actually wanted it for a long time, and I finally have it, and I'm so sad that I forgot it. But get a picture, and then you know, if you like Walt Whitman, just go buy your own copy. Yeah, it's totally a fun book to have.
The last question: what books do you need to read by the end of the year?
So the only one that I have to read by the end of the year is the Hamilton biography by Ron Chernow, because I have been reading it for 2 or 3 years at this point, and I'm gonna finish it.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's really good, but his vocabulary is like miles above mine, so I have to look up a lot of the words that he uses, and then each page is really dense, so it's just a slow read. Like, when Lin-Manuel Miranda talks about how he bought it and read it on vacation, like, clearly he's a super fast reader.
Oh, it's such a beach read, isn't it?
I mean, it would be an entertaining book to read on the beach if you were there for a month, but I'm a pretty fast reader normally. Nonfiction takes me a lot longer than read.
That's true.
Like, he was like, I wrote it in a week or 2 weeks or something, and I'm just like, that's a lot. But I'm determined.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen this year.
So
look forward to that, like, video.
Yeah.
Film, like, what we read this month, and I finally am like, Hamilton.
There's gonna be, like, confetti and, like, hallelujah. It's just gonna be, like, amazing. So just, like, look forward to that. So I have, I need to finish the Wonder Book, The Illustrated Guide to Creating Imaginative Fiction. I actually bought this, I think, last year, and I haven't gotten very far in it because it's just a lot to get into. But I want to finish this because Allie's already read it, and we do want to do a review video on this sometime.
It's such a cool book, but it does take a long time to read. I think it took me like 6 months probably to, because there's so much information packed into this book. Plus you just get, I would get lost in like the illustrations and the photos. It's such a cool book. It's so cool. I'm excited when we do a review about it and we can like really dig in.
It's gonna have to be like a 2-parter or something.
Yeah.
So I have a set of Harry Potter books in Polish that my dad got me one time. And I have not read a lot of Polish books because my Polish is really bad. But I am determined to read
Muggle. Is that a Polish word, or is that just how they say muggles?
I think that's how they're gonna say muggles.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
I got excited. Sounds like a spell. Muggle!
Yeah. So this is the first book, and I want to try to get this done by the end of the year. So it'd be Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or, my Polish is kind of rusty, Harry Potter I Kamień Filozoficzny. So, nice. But yeah, so.
These are sitting next to me the whole time we've been filming, and I finally realized that they weren't in English. I kept looking at them, and like the words weren't clicking in my brain.
You're like, why can't I read these words?
And it finally was like, wait, this is another language.
So, good times. So, you know, first of all, let us know, like, any answers to any of the questions if you want to share with us.
Yes.
Anything like that. Yeah, like, especially, I think, like, what's your favorite book? What book made you cry? What's your favorite character? Stuff like that. Or surprise. What's your most surprising read that you loved?
I really liked that.
Because I always like seeing, like, what people picked up on a whim and actually ended up really loving. So share, because then maybe we'll pick up the book too.
Yeah.
And then if you run across any other tag videos that you think would be fun for us to do, please let us know.
Yes.
Because we're, you know, we like doing these videos, I think. It's fun. So, and that's it for us for this video. So we'll see you next time. Right?
Bye.